Around the world in 200 colors. We asked ChatGPT to find 200 colors from Wikipedia articles and pair off each color with a different country. The choices were based on history, geography, and a lot of bad puns. Let's get into it. White, Antarctica. Antarctica is not actually a country, but you could say white's not actually a color, so it's a fitting match. Anti-flash white, Russia. Russia is one country which paints its military aircraft anti-flash white to help deflect nuclear radiation. Argent, Argentina. Argent is a silvery white color, used here to represent the silver deposits that gave Argentina its name. Isabeline, Qatar. Isabeline describes Qatar's desert landscape and neutral architecture. Platinum, Zimbabwe. Platinum group metals make up over 35% of Zimbabwe's exports. Ivory, Côte d'Ivoire. The Ivory Coast was named for its trade in elephant ivory. Cosmic Latte, Bhutan. Cosmic Latte is the average color of multiple galaxies, man. Mull this over during a spiritual retreat in the happy Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. Beige, Timor-Leste. As the least viewed country on Wikipedia, it seems that Timor-Leste is as beige as its sandy shores. Eggshell, Mauritius. Eggshell to remind us that Mauritius was the only home of the now extinct dodo. Cream, Switzerland. Cream to represent Switzerland's dairy industry and the Swiss Alps. Magnolia, North Korea. Magnolia is the national flower of North Korea. For peach, Georgia. Peach matches Georgia's limestone buildings and Caucasus sunsets and reflects its fruit-growing culture. Champagne, United Arab Emirates. Champagne is the perfect way to celebrate your stay in the UAE's luxurious Burj Khalifa. Vanilla, Iceland. Vanilla ice baby for Iceland. Pearl, Fiji. Pearls from Fiji are famous for coming in a range of colors, except pearl, ironically. Flax, Latvia. Flax fiber is often used in the folk costumes and crafts of Latvia. Apricot, Armenia. Apricot is the national fruit of Armenia. Straw, Botswana. Straw represents the traditional houses of Botswana. Sunset, Western Sahara. Sunsets happen in the west, so Western Sahara is in a prime position to view them. Mustard, Nepal. Nepal is one of the world's largest producers of mustard seeds. Buff, Uganda. Move to Uganda, where the locals are among the world's most physically active people, and you could soon develop a buff physique. Gold, Ghana. Ghana was once known as the Gold Coast and is still a major producer of gold today. Old gold, Mali. Old gold reflects the wealth of the Mali Empire in antiquity. Yellow, Ukraine. Yellow represents sunflowers, the national flower of Ukraine. Indian yellow, India. Indian yellow is used in frescoes and other artworks of India. Lemon, Malta. As with many Mediterranean cultures, lemons feature strongly in Maltese cuisine. Goldenrod, Kazakhstan. Goldenrod evokes the sun-drenched steppes and wheat fields of Kazakhstan. Oriolan, Niger. Oriolan matches Niger's golden sands and the sun on its flag. Marigold, Cuba. Marigolds are native to the region and their tone reflects the old world charm of Cuba's capital. Citrine, Saudi Arabia. Citrine represents the desert sun and wealth of Saudi Arabia. School bus yellow, South Korea. School bus yellow to highlight that South Korea has one of the world's lowest birth rates, with the cost of education contributing to this. Maize, Malawi. Maize is the most important food crop of Malawi. Saffron, Afghanistan. Afghanistan is one of the high-quality sources of the spice saffron. Jonquil, Kosovo. Jonquil matches the optimism of Kosovo, one of Europe's newest states. Selective yellow, Namibia. Selective yellow is the perfect color for visibility in the fog of Namibia's skeleton coast. Amber, Lithuania. Lithuania is one of the world's top producers of Baltic amber. Chrome yellow, Netherlands. Chrome yellow for the Netherlands, as this color was used by Dutch artist Van Gogh when painting his Sunflowers series. Orange, Equatorial Guinea. The equator cuts through the islands of Equatorial Guinea and the globe like slicing an orange. Gamboge, Cambodia. Gamboge pigment is used to dye the robes of Buddhist monks and comes from an archaic spelling of Cambodia. Fulvis, Madagascar. Fulvis matches Madagascar's dry western grasslands and unique wildlife. Tangerine, Morocco. Tangerines are named after the Moroccan seaport of Tangier. Safety Orange, Australia. Safety Orange captures the high-vis uniforms of first responders who deal with Australia's many natural disasters. Coquelicot, Belgium. Coquelicot represents the red poppies which bloom in Flanders fields in Belgium. Scarlet, Grenada. Scarlet evokes the vibrant and festive energy of Grenada, the Spice Island. International Orange, Samoa. International Orange is the color of astronaut uniforms, to reference NASA splashdowns in the Pacific near Samoa. Red, China. Red represents good fortune in Chinese culture. Rufus, Togo. Rufus matches the fertile soils, art, and textiles of Togo. Venetian red, Venezuela. Venezuela means Little Venice, a fitting match for the regal shade of Venetian red. Burgundy, Burkina Faso. The color of French wine for this former French colony. Blood red, Romania. Blood red represents the legends of vampires in Romania's Transylvania region. Oxblood, Spain. Oxblood evokes the Spanish tradition of bullfighting. Carmine, Guatemala. Carmine pigment was extensively used in Aztec textiles, including in Guatemala. Maroon, Jamaica. Maroon is also a term for slaves who escaped captivity, and Jamaica has several communities founded by them. Carnelian, Angola. Carnelian to represent the many carnivores of Angola, including lions, leopards, cheetahs, and crocodiles. Fire engine red, Azerbaijan. Fire engine red goes to Azerbaijan, whose name means the land of the fire. Cardinal, Vatican City. Cardinal references the Catholic religion of Vatican City. Rosso Corsa, Senegal. Rosso Corsa is Italian for racing red, perfect for Senegal, the finish line for the Dakar Rally. Crimson, Eritrea. Crimson reflects Eritrea's flag and resilience and location on the Red Sea. Candy apple red, Uruguay. Uruguayan Carnival is the longest festival in the world, at which candy apples are a popular traditional treat. Cadmium red, Peru. Peru is one of the world's top producers of cadmium pigments, with the red tone evoking the Nazca Desert and Incan heritage. Alizarin crimson, Iran. Traces of alizarin crimson dye have been uncovered in ancient cultures such as Persia, now Iran. Vermilion, Philippines. Vermilion is named after earthworms, used here to represent the fertile soil of the Philippines. Amaranth, El Salvador. Grain from the amaranth flower was a crucial food source for many Central American cultures. So this life-saving plant goes to a country named the Savior, El Salvador. Coral, Yemen, represents the coral reefs on the Yemeni coast. Cerise, St. Kitts and Nevis. Cerise mirrors the tropical island energy of St. Kitts and Nevis. Salmon, Norway. Norway is the world's top exporter of salmon. Ruby, Mozambique. Mozambique is one of the world's top producers of rubies. And pink, Jordan. Jordan hosts the ancient city of Petra, carved in pink sandstone. Raspberry, Hungary. If you're hungry for raspberries, here's a region where they are culturally and agriculturally significant. Baker Miller Pink, Seychelles. This shade of pink is designed to have a calming effect, just as a holiday in the Seychelles does. Mexican Pink, Mexico. Mexican pink is a vibrant color used in traditional clothing and arts of Mexico. Blush, Japan. Blush evokes Japanese cherry blossoms and the embarrassment of foreigners at an onsen. Rose, Bulgaria. Bulgaria is famous for its rose-growing industry. Red Violet, Antigua and Barbuda. Red Violet complements the bright carnival culture and sunsets of Antigua and Barbuda. Mulberry, Tajikistan. Mulberry is commonly grown in Tajikistan for silk production. Magenta/fuchsia, Costa Rica. Native to the region, fuchsia flowers evoke the abundance of Costa Rica's rich coast. Puce, the Gambia. Puce matches the small but vibrant Gambia with its lush riverine ecology. Orchid, Ecuador. Ecuador is known as the orchid capital of the world. Mountbatten Pink, Oman. Mountbatten Pink was the color of an army jeep known as the Pink Panther, used by the British during Oman's Dhofar Rebellion. Purple, Thailand. Represents the Thai royal family. Eggplant, Tunisia. Eggplants feature strongly in Tunisian cuisine. Tyrian Purple, Lebanon. Named after the city of Tyre in present-day Lebanon. Cordovan, Nicaragua. The color Cordovan and Nicaragua's currency, the Cordoba, are both indirectly named after the city of Cordoba in Spain. Byzantium, Turkey. Byzantium is the former name of Istanbul, the capital of Turkey. Palatinate, San Marino. Palatinate conveys the dignity and heritage of San Marino's status as an ancient republic. Lilac, Moldova. Lilac is common in Moldovan gardens and towns. Plum, Serbia. Serbia is one of the largest plum producers in Europe. Mauve, Dominica. Mauve matches Dominica's tropical flowers and sunsets. Heliotrope, Guyana. Native to the region, heliotrope flowers capture the vibrant culture of Guyana. Lavender, North Macedonia. Lavender thrives in the Balkan climate, such as in North Macedonia. Violet, Andorra. Violets adorn Andorra's woodlands and valleys. Periwinkle, Albania. Both periwinkle flowers and periwinkle snails can be found in Albania. Indigo, Bangladesh. Flood-prone Bangladesh was once part of India, which this color is named after. Blue, Greece. The sea, the sky, and the domes of Santorini all remind us of the blue on Greece's flag. Iris, Croatia. Iris is the national flower of Croatia. Ultramarine, Federated States of Micronesia. Spanning a massive area of ocean, the tiny islands of the FSM aren't just marine, they're ultramarine. Magarel blue, Comoros. This former French colony gets a shade of blue invented by a French artist. Navy blue, Portugal. Portugal has the oldest continuously serving navy in the world, chartered in 1317. Royal blue, Tonga. Royal blue for the island monarchy of Tonga. International Klein blue, Luxembourg. Invented by a French artist and internationally famous, this Lux color is a fitting match for the global financial hub of Luxembourg. Oxford blue, Singapore. Oxford blue captures the conservatism of the former British colony of Singapore. Midnight blue, Palau. Midnight blue represents Palau's clear night skies far from big city light pollution. Prussian blue, Germany. Prussian blue was the color of army uniforms in Prussia, the former name of Germany. St. Patrick's blue, Nigeria. St. Patrick is the patron saint of Nigeria, due to the influence of Irish missionaries in the country. Yale blue, United States. Yale blue reflects the importance of prestige education in the U.S. Marion blue, St. Lucia. As the only country named after a female saint, St. Lucia receives a color which is also named after a female saint, the Virgin Mary. Yinmen blue, Sweden. The Y stands for yttrium, one of 4 chemical elements named after the Swedish town of Ytterby. Savoy blue, Italy. The House of Savoy was the last monarchy to rule Italy. Persian blue, Bahrain. Bahrain is an island country in the Persian Gulf, so Persian blue is a fitting match. Sapphire, Sri Lanka. Reflecting Sri Lanka's world-class sapphire industry and the surrounding ocean. Egyptian blue, Egypt. Evoking the Nile, this color was highly valued in Egyptian art. Cobalt blue, Indonesia. The island nation of Indonesia is Asia's largest miner of cobalt. Cobalt glass, Kuwait. Cobalt glass was first used in ancient Mesopotamia, including parts of present-day Kuwait. Azure, Liberia. Azure represents liberty, which Liberia was named after. Cerulean, Brunei. Cerulean reflects the opulent Islamic Sultanate of Brunei on the South China Sea. Dodger blue, Dominican Republic. The perfect shade for an island nation crazy about baseball. Blue de France, Djibouti. Blue de France for Djibouti, as the former colonies still host the largest French military base outside of France. Steel blue, Taiwan. Steel blue to represent the rapid industrialization of Taiwan. Cornflower blue, Estonia. Cornflower is the national flower of Estonia. Glaucus, Paraguay. References the elusive Glaucus macaw, which may still survive in the jungles of Paraguay. Horizon blue, Tuvalu. Horizon blue reflects Tuvalu's vulnerability to sea level rise. Blue-gray, Kyrgyzstan. Blue-gray captures the deep alpine lakes and mountain skies of Kyrgyzstan. Air Force blue, Vanuatu. Air Force blue references the impact of the Allied air forces on the culture of Vanuatu, such as cargo cults. Carolina blue, Suriname. Carolina is the name of a resort town in Suriname. Light blue, Kiribati. Nudging the international dateline, Kiribati is the first nation to see the light of each new day. Non-photo blue, the Bahamas. A shade of blue that can't be detected by graphic arts camera film. Here represents an island nation used to keeping secrets. Columbia blue, Colombia. A country named after Columbus gets a shade of blue also named indirectly after Columbus. Sky blue, Mongolia. Known for its clear, sunny days, Mongolia is nicknamed Land of the Blue Sky. Powder blue, Monaco. Rumor has it some of Monaco's high rollers are quite fond of powder. Baby blue, Poland. Folklore says babies are delivered by storks, so baby blue goes to Poland, which has the largest population of storks in Europe. Maya blue, Belize. Maya blue to represent the reef-fringed coastline of the former Mayan territory of Belize. Robin egg blue, Canada. Robin egg blue evokes Canada's birdlife coastline and focus on conservation. Tiffany blue, Liechtenstein. The Alpine Kingdom of Liechtenstein gets Tiffany blue, a shade right out of a jewelry catalog. Turquoise, Cyprus. This color references the sea and is named after Turkey, which is highly influential on the island. Cyan, Maldives. Cyan perfectly describes the lagoons of the Maldives. Aquamarine, ocean. Aquamarine to represents the world's oceans, seas and lakes. Electric blue, Trinidad and Tobago. Electric blue captures the coastal nightlife of Trinidad and Tobago. Alice blue, Denmark. Alice blue evokes children's fairy tales, such as those compiled by Denmark's Hans Christian Andersen. Haint blue, Haiti. Haint blue is a heavenly shade intended to protect against evil spirits. Could be useful in Haiti, which is the origin of zombie folklore. Cambridge blue, Barbados. The town of Cambridge in Barbados makes this blue-green shade a good match for the island nation. Eton blue, New Zealand. New Zealand's dairy industry makes for perfect desserts like Eton Mess, and this shade captures many of New Zealand's glacier-fed lakes. Viridian, Malaysia. Viridian represents the equatorial rainforests and mangroves of Malaysia. Teal, Belarus. The color is named after teal ducks living across northern Eurasia, including in the sheltered wetlands of Belarus. Blue-green, Papua New Guinea. Blue-green embodies the rugged highlands and coastline of Papua New Guinea. Verdigris, Cape Verde. The verdant shade of verdigris for the verdant islands of Cape Verde. Green, Brazil. Green to represent Brazil's Amazon jungle. Jade, Myanmar. Referencing the jungle and Myanmar's jade artworks. Lime, Vietnam. Limes feature strongly in Vietnamese cuisine. Spring green, Slovenia. Known as the Green Heart of Europe, Slovenia is recognized for its lush, vibrant spring landscapes. Chartreuse, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Chartreuse reflects the lush valleys and forests that dominate Bosnia and Herzegovina. Paris green, France. Paris green, so French, so chic. Forest green, Gabon. Gabon has over 90% forest cover. Kelly green, Ireland. Kelly is a common surname in Ireland, and this color is often associated with St. Patrick's Day. Lincoln green, Slovakia. The color worn by Robin Hood awarded to Slovakia for ranking highly on the Robin Hood Index, a measure of how evenly wealth is distributed. British racing green, United Kingdom. British racing green is the color of the UK motor racing team. Olive, Israel. Olive evokes Israel's olive-growing traditions. Olive drab, Syria. Syria is another olive-producing country, but with a desert military edge. Green earth, Greenland. Green earth is not actually very green, but then again, neither is Greenland. Rifle green, Democratic Republic of the Congo. Rifle green reflects unrest in the jungles of DRC. Gray, Mauritania. Gray evokes the desert stone and muted tones of Mauritania's arid north. Middle gray, Central African Republic. Of course, the elephants in the Central African Republic are middle gray. Payne's gray, Rwanda. Payne's gray was invented by a landscape painter and captures Rwanda's picturesque soft mountain fog and gorillas in the mist. Marengo, Sudan. Marengo matches the rocky deserts and Nubian stone ruins of Sudan. Slate gray, South Sudan. As the world's newest country, South Sudan is starting with a fresh slate. Cadet gray, Marshall Islands. Capturing overcast skies in World War II history, cadet gray is perfect for the Marshall Islands. Feldgrau, Austria. Feldgrau is the color of Austrian army uniforms. Silver, Bolivia. For centuries, the Spanish Empire was funded by silver from Bolivia's Cerro Rico mountain. Sage, Solomon Islands. Sage references the wisdom of King Solomon, after whom the islands were named. Khaki, Pakistan. The first khaki uniforms were worn by the troops of a British officer stationed in Lahore, Pakistan. Ecru, Laos. Ecru matches the rice fields and soft natural fibers of Laos. Tan, Tanzania. The Serengeti landscape really puts the tan in Tanzania. Lion, Sierra Leone. Lion represents Sierra Leone, whose name means Lion Mountains. Desert sand, Chad. Dust storms in Chad are strong enough to blow desert sand all the way to South America to fertilize the Amazon rainforest. Bronze, Benin. Benin is famous for its bronze artifacts. Fawn, Turkmenistan. Fawn to represent the endangered deer species IOF Turkmenistan. Ochre, Kenya. Ochre is used for body decoration by Kenya's Maasai people. Tani, Eswatini. Tani matches the savanna wildlife, lions, antelopes of Eswatini. Copper, Chile. Chile is the world's largest producer of copper. Rust, Uzbekistan. Rust to represent the ships left marooned in Uzbekistan as the Aral Sea vanishes. Camel, Somalia. Somalia has the world's largest population of camels, at 7 million. Mahogany, Honduras. Honduran mahogany is the most widespread example of this valuable lumber. Sepia, Guinea. Guinea was extensively photographed during the colonial period, and these sepia-toned historical images still capture the landscape. Sinopia, Guinea-Bissau. The dramatic Sinopia represents the fierce independence of this former Portuguese colony. Brown, Iraq. Brown reflects Mesopotamia's Fertile Crescent and ancient mudbrick cities in present-day Iraq. Sienna, Libya. Sienna reflects the landscape and desert towns of Libya. Chocolate, São Tomé and Príncipe. The fertile volcanic soils of São Tomé and Príncipe are used for cacao plantations, the prime ingredient in chocolate. Chestnut, Finland. Finland is known as the home of reindeer and Santa Claus, so chestnuts complete the Christmas mood. Coyote Brown, Panama. The coyote's range is expanding towards South America, and it has now been seen as far south as Panama. Russet, Zambia. Zambia's copper-rich soils and red laterite earth fit russet's warm reddish-brown perfectly. Umber, Republic of the Congo. Republic of the Congo has rich dark soils under the umber of dense rainforests. Coffee, Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the origin of coffee and still one of the world's largest producers. Top, Lesotho. Top is French for mole and represents species like the golden mole and mole rats, which live in Lesotho. Liver, Algeria. Algeria has the highest life expectancy in Africa. Algerians are long livers. Pantone 448C Nauru. Pantone 4048CI, an ugly color designed to make cigarette packets look unappealing, represents Nauru, which has the world's highest smoking rate. Ebony, Cameroon. Cameroon is famous for its production of ebony wood. Van Dyke Brown, South Africa. Van Dyke Brown, a color named after a Dutch painter for the former Dutch colony of South Africa. Onyx, Czechia. The Czech Republic is one of the global sources of onyx stones. Beaster, Burundi. Beaster represents the volcanic soils and fertile hills of Burundi. Smoky Black, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Smoky Black references the volcanic soil of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and also the gruesome martyrdom of St. Vincent of Saragossa. Black, Montenegro. Montenegro means Black Mountain, so that completes our journey. And please, challenge any statements you don't agree with. This is AI after all.